All right, y'all. It's D.M.W. Autos back with another one. Today we got a 2010 Hyundai Genesis Sedan with the CD player, and basically we going plug and play on this. So we'll first get this removed, and then I'll show you how to wire up the plug and play, and that should be all she wrote. So let's get to it. Getting this removed, we're gonna have to pop off this side piece on both sides. We'll have to drop the dash down. We're gonna have to probably pop this out too to get to the screws that's holding this in. So let me first pop this off to get the dash down, and I'll show y'all. Once you pop this off, it's gonna be 2 screws, so I'll show you what it look like. Well, not 2 screws, but 4 screws. 2 for the bottom, 2 for the top. So once you use your pry tool to pick this off, it'll come straight off like that. Right. What you see here is, you see this Phillips for the top, and then the Phillips, and another Phillips for the bottom. It's also one down there too, so we'll just take all 3 of those. Well, all 5 of these off and keep it pushing. Once you get all the screws removed, you'll have to just lift it. It's like some little clips in here. Just lift it over these, and then it'll pop down on that side like that. And for this side, you just take your pry tool in here. This should come straight off too. Yep, just like that. So once you get this down, the screws here too. Yeah, once you get that pop down, this should actually kind of drop a little bit. I'm not sure if it screws back here or not. Okay, yeah, there's one down here at the bottom. 2 at the bottom, actually. So 1 right here, and then another one right there. 3. Right, y'all, so the 3 screws at the bottom, they're literally facing you. So, right there. And 2 more. So, if you get those removed, that'll drop the whole dash down. And then it's a screw right here you need to take out. And that should get this out the way. So now once you get the screws off, just pop this straight out. That'll come out like that. I actually don't even think. So that screw we took out right here wasn't even necessary. But yeah, got that off, and as you see, that exposes the screws for the radio and the screw for this trim here. So we're gonna take this out, and then we're gonna pop the same side piece off on the passenger side so we can start working on there. So from the passenger side, I said popping side piece off. Go. And it should be screws on this side. Get that out. So we get this off. As you see, same thing. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. So we probably don't even need to drop the dash. We'll probably just end up taking these off, because like I said, we just need to get this trim out the way. So let's get these 2 popped off, and we'll get this pulled out, y'all. So with the 2 screws removed, you actually don't need to remove these. Once you get them off, just pop this side off, right? And then stick your pry tool and just make your way all the way around, kind of how I did. And it'll start to make its way off. And once we get that off, that'll expose the screws for the radio, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we will get those out of there, and we'll have this whole thing out. So once you get the screws removed, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's gonna be some clips at the top. You're gonna pull from the bottom to pull it up, and then it'll be clips at the top. Just stick your pry tool in there to get those released, and then that'll bring everything out just like that. So in the back, you got some connectors, so let me get those disconnected. We can move on to, we got the top removed. We need to remove this because I think it's a connection we need to make as well. So to get this removed, we'll take this wood trim panel out using a pry tool. Just go around the edges and softly pry this off, and then we'll get it pried off. It's a little connection down here on the bottom left. You can drop the gear to make this a little bit easier, but I think, yeah, I think I'll do that. We'll get this off, and then it's literally 2 Phillips on there that'll take this out, and we'll have the CD player out. So let me get this. All right, y'all. So we gotta take the vents out, the climate control, and put it into the new bezel. Right, as you see, missing that in the vents. So to get the vents off, it looks like little clips. So one right there, one right there, and then a Phillips head screw. 2 Phillips head screws, one right there, one right there. And then for the climate controls, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then for the vent on the other side, just the 2 Phillips, similar as the other side, and the clips. So let's get these out. What you should get with the new bezel. It clips in, not exactly the same as this, but clips in 1 screw for the vents, 3 screws for the AC, 1, 2, 3, and yeah, that should put you in like that. So now what we gotta do is, see these clips, we need to take all of them off of the old one and put it on the new one, so when it goes into the holes, it'll click in. So get you like a little small pry tool or something like this, and yeah, just pop these off. So those installed. You can move on. You can move back into the car now. So let's do it. So for the wiring, right, they'll send you 2 different wiring harnesses. This one is completely different from what was behind the dash, so we just toss that to the side. Now the connections coming from the CD player was going to plug into this other harness that comes with the kit. So the gray one will go to the far right, the brown one will go in the middle, and then the big black one will go to the left. So they'll fit. You can check the alignment of the clips also. You see how this is off to the left, so that's how I knew this was that. The brown one was closer to the middle, so that's how I knew that one was that. And then, of course, this one was the only one that fit in that block, so we use that. Now, it came with an antenna connector, right? But this does not connect to any of the antenna adapters coming from the radio, so we'll have to find the correct one for that. It's usually this one right here, but this just doesn't fit what came with the radio, so we'll have to look into that another time. These are like Sirius and navigation controls, so really don't need those. This is to retain a USB, if I'm not mistaken. There should be a harness for that as well. I have to look into it. I thought this came with everything that we needed, but clearly it doesn't. So yeah, so those are the connections from the car side, right? So then this will go into the back of the radio. You'll see where it fits. It only fits in one spot. This will go into the back of the radio as well. It only fits in one spot. And then you'll plug this into the back of the radio. And finally, the main connection to the radio. So I'm going to pass these up through the middle because that's where the radio will be, clearly. And I will hook up the AC connections, and we will test it before we put everything back together. So I'll show y'all how it look once I get it all. So once you got your connection straight, we verified the sound's working. I haven't tried the steering wheel keys yet, but we will do that after we put everything back together. So just the same way, we're gonna put the CD player back first, and then after the CD player, we'll put this trim back, right? And then we'll come back over here, put the dash back in, lift the bottom dash up, and that should be all she wrote. So let me get these screws in, and yeah, we'll be right back. See, everything is back how it is. We ran the USB off to the little corner. It was a nice little pocket, so I just dropped it right there so you can just pick it up. So like I said, we'll do this trim next, put the side panel on that side, dash, bottom dash, and then side panel, all done. And this is all together like an hour and a half, so super easy to install. You see, we got the panel back on, everything looking smooth. So now, like I said, we'll put this dash piece back on, bottom dash, side. All right, y'all, the finishing product. You can see this is the new Android system, so I barely know how to work it myself, but same setup. Let's try the steering wheel controls actually while we here. Volume's working off the rip, so we probably don't even need to program these, honestly. Yeah, the buttons seem to be working already, so shout out to the CAN bus protocol. Like I said, radio is staticky right now, but you got sound. He didn't get a backup camera on this, but it seems to realize that it has some type of connection back there, so whenever he decides to get that installed, we'll do that. This does have CarPlay also. Where we at? Z-Link 5. So yeah, man, it's pretty straightforward. You gotta reset your clock. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for stopping by for another one. D.M.W. Autos. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you got any questions, issues, and I'll try to help out as best as I can. See y'all next time. AC working. I forgot to show y'all these, but it does show the AC on the screen. Let's see. Change the temp mode. So, yeah, y'all. We in there.